Hello, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining me. Today, I would love to do a medium reading on Jimmy Carter, of course. We lost that president a few days ago, and I always loved Jimmy Carter. Even people who didn't agree with his politics agreed he was a decent man and that he was sincerely trying to make our country better. So, and he, of course, was active till really close to the end in Habitat for Humanity. He was a politician, he sold his peanut farm to his brother, I believe, because he didn't want to have any conflicts of interest when he was president. He took that rule seriously. So he was an ethical man. So I want to see, he just passed at 100, just several months after his wife Rosalind passed. So let's see, what's Jimmy doing? What's President Carter? What are you wanting us to know? In the heart of the matter, we have the Page of Swords. So much talking, so much talking. That's all I hear. So much talking, he says. So much talking. What's that? Challenges the tower. Okay. So I feel like he's saying, and he goes right into teaching mode, you guys. He's not telling me a lot about his death. Of course, we know, he lingered for a while. We know that he actually voted for Kamala and was happy to do so. I did a reading on him several months back, I think for Patreon, and he was sort of in and out a little bit, but that happens when people are nearing the end. I think the spirit world, the veil between the spirit world and this world is so much thinner that they do have many more sort of spiritual meditations that can look like confusion sometimes, but maybe are not, really are not. I've been with people and I've talked to them when they're having these. It's almost like jumping into parallel realities, earlier times in their own life. And it's very different from Alzheimer's. It's very different from that. So he's not telling me a lot about that, but he is telling me about our world. He went right into teacher mode, which of course he would, because he was a teacher on this side. So he's telling us about our world, and he tells us the tower is the challenge. Page of Wands. Sort of this sense of nobody knows what to do next. We handle this problem, we handle that problem, we handle the other, but it's immature. They're immature efforts. It's like, and also with the Page of Swords, it's almost like people are speaking off the top of their mind, but they're having trouble getting a full understanding, getting a full analysis, a mature analysis of what's going on, because so much is hidden. Okay, so that's what I feel like he's saying. Three of Swords underneath, the same old problem he's talking about, the same old problem. I think he does hate that. Well, he doesn't hate anything, but I think the degree to which money was involved in politics and really big, deep pockets influenced so much globally. He's saying it's the same old problem. This is what he's telling me. It's the same old problem. 8 of Coins. We're learning more about it now, though. The average person, the person who doesn't have a lot, right? Learning more about it now. In the past, there was Kamala. He was pleased to vote for Kamala, I see. He was indeed pleased to vote for her. Why? Let me clarify. Definitely the better of the two, right? So this is the family. This is that incubator, right? Associated with the Heritage Foundation, the Federalist Society, the National Prayer Breakfast, this incubator that's been going on since at least Reagan, before probably, Reagan was a product of this incubator of bringing up future politicians and judges and such that will support each other to get things done. And this very tied into big business, very tied into the wealthy. So he's saying there was no other choice. Okay, above it all is the Queen of Coins. Yeah, money. That's that financial card I keep seeing. Okay, let's see. And misinformation, confusion. So he's telling us about our world right now. Okay, give us some guidance, please, Mr. Carter, President Carter. Two of Wands in the immediate future. Okay, what's that? That's commerce. That's looking across the seas. Okay. That's sort of like he's telling me that somebody or somebodies feel like they have the world in their hands. They have a couple of goals, domestic and foreign, and this will be hard learning for us. Right. But yet, a lot of it's exposed with that Six of Swords, because that means we know a lot more than we did. We just have to overcome the misinformation, the confusion. That's what I see. Get a fuller analysis. Okay. Root of the matter, Ten of Swords. People have had it. They've maybe stretched the current system as far as they can. We see them wanting to increase child labor. We see them wanting to bust unions. We see them, and them, who's them? Some very global, extremely wealthy people group. This is them. We see them trying to bring us back to a world much more like the early 1900s. No, this is, to me, is actually hopeful. This to me is actually him saying, no, you've all have had enough. Right. Income inequality, social injustice. No, everybody's concerned about homelessness. Everybody is concerned. Right. People are not safe. Okay. Homelessness. This homelessness card, remember how I see homelessness coming up in readings consistently for 3 years now as the huge issue. Well, homelessness increased by 18% in the U.S. last year. Huge jump. So they've been telling me about this becoming a huge issue. The Hanged Man in the environmental effects, starting to see things from a new perspective. That can also be meditative. King of Swords, more investigations. He's telling me this is not necessarily government investigations, though those will come too. This is the people digging into information, seeing things differently. Okay, hopes and fears is the Nine of Swords. Please don't worry. Please don't worry. He does say you all have a lot more power than you think you do, and you have more power collectively than you think you do. And now that you're speaking to each other on the airwaves, you have a lot more power than you did. That's what I feel like he's saying. Please don't worry. All the media, all of, and be aware. Yeah, he knows, he sees it all the voices. He sees it all from his vantage point. And it's sort of like, be aware that, yeah, certain messages will be boosted to try to get you all in fear. Boosted on the social media platforms and reinforced in legacy media. Yes, okay. So outcome is victory. Well, there's a victory coming. That's for the common person, I believe. However, there's still a lack of money and financial freedom. And we have the Five of Cups. Regret. Okay, so we're still in the season of learning a lot more about what's gone on, and things we assumed were true were not. So we're still in that season. There's still a lot of discontent by the working people, but there is some victory coming in too. So, and it is a minor arcana, you guys. That Six of Wands is lovely and everything. Maybe he's talking about, I kind of feel like I'm hearing individual citizens' victories will be celebrated more and more. We're going to have more heroes. Oh, we're going to have a generation of heroes springing up in social media. Victory. Some of them investigators. Where's that King of Swords? Yeah. Some of them investigators. Some of them helping us to see things from a different perspective. Some of them spiritual heroes with this Hanged Man. Some of them martyrs with this Hanged Man. Like they've suffered and people care. Okay. I don't know necessarily martyrs, but they've suffered. And they've been put in situations they're powerless, but somehow they glow with the power of the Spirit. We're going to have, this will be a generation of heroes. I did not know that. Gen Z, Gen Alpha, these young people, this will be a generation of heroes because we need them. Not to say the other generations won't get in on this too, but wow, it's just mind-blowing, I think, is what I'm hearing with this Five of Cups. What we learn about what has gone on, our shared history, or what we think our shared history is. Ooh, there's going to be a lot more coming out on the table. But there will be victories. And please don't just get bogged down and worry. There might be forces at work wanting us to worry and fear. That's what I see. Okay, anything else? Let me see. I would love to ask him if there's anything else we should know. I am astonished at his energy. President Carter was always known as such a kind person, a peace-loving person. He often said the thing that he felt most proud of about his presidency is it was a time of peace. However, the energy I'm getting is sort of lion-like too. It's sort of like the strength of the truth, the strength of the truth. Not to fight, to know. Right. Okay, so what else, President Carter? Again, the Five of Cups. You're going to be finding out more about the past. This is about the past. Cups that have already been spilled. That is sad. Okay? And be aware of that, he's saying. Yep. But it's the same. It's all along the same lines. The corruption that greed has brought in and what it has caused. But yeah. I think it's interesting he gives us the Six of Swords twice. It's sort of like, okay, the turbulence is kind of more behind you than ahead of you, this is more ahead of you. Just the weariness of seeing more and more how corruption and greed have shaped our history. That's what I see. You're going to be getting, I feel like he's saying you're going to be getting more and more just disgusted and finished with this. So I feel hopeful, though, with this reading. Yeah, he's telling me, yes, feel hopeful. He's telling me the sun's shining on all things and brightening things up. Eventually, I see this too all the time. Eventually, the people of the world becoming much more educated and much less divided. And this helping governments to function eventually more by the people, but maybe even before governments. Yeah, I keep hearing about the structures that will, the systems that will move around governments to take care of each other and trade with each other and provide for each other's needs cooperatively. I always see this. Queen of Coins and Knight of Swords. Yeah, there's more fighting to come, yes. And more death, yes. He's telling me that Five of Cups is no joke, right? There will be sadnesses. Yeah. But we'll connect the sadnesses that happen now with those that have happened in the past as we relook every loss now across the globe now has become an opportunity for all of us to look again at what's caused these tragedies and make connections with past tragedies. Okay, so he's saying things have changed. Things have changed in this age of information, and it cannot be unchanged. We're only going in one direction, and there might be confusion, and there might be, fighting. There might be those things, but this cannot be stopped. We're going in the direction of a shared understanding, a growing shared understanding globally among the people. So, okay. So I feel like it's a message of hope, but it's also a message of, now, please understand that difficult things have always happened. They will be happening. you're going to have the strength not to look away. You're going to have the strength to, want to figure it out. Why do these things keep happening? So there's something coming in. There's a new era coming in here. That's what I'm hearing. Well, thank you so much, President Carter. Okay, we got the 8 of Swords. Just don't think you're trapped. That's what he's telling me too. Don't think you're trapped. You are not trapped. Keep sharing information. Keep finding ways to help each other that go around blocks, economic or governmental blocks to that. Keep finding ways. You are not trapped. Okay, and of course, taking the blindfold off and going ahead and moving forward, even if it doesn't feel like you have a lot of power. That's what I hear. Okay. All right. Thank you, President Carter. Thank you. Bye-bye.